Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial about how to make your own piano arrangements. The first thing we are gonna do is to write down a simplified version of this song. So we are gonna need the melody and the basic chord progression. The melody, we can just transcribe it. And for the chords, let me explain a little bit. As you might know, many popular songs are built using only 3 or 4 chords, and those are the one built on the first degree, also called tonic, the one built on the fourth degree, subdominant, and the one built on the fifth degree, dominant. So, in the key of G, the tonic chord would be G, B, D. The subdominant chord would be C, E, G. The dominant chord would be D, F sharp, A. And for this arrangement, I've added one extra chord, which is the one built on the 6th degree of the scale, E, G, B. So those are all the chords we are gonna be using. Now the question is, where do we place these chords? If you are not familiar with these concepts, it might be a bit tricky for you. I suggest you that when listening to the song, pay special attention to what the bass is playing. Usually, the bass gives us a hint about the chord that is being played. Perhaps in a future tutorial, we can explain a bit more about chord progressions so you can create your own and also understand what are the functions of these chords. But for now, I'll just give you the chord progression I've chosen, which I think could be a good starting point for your own arrangement as well. Now, how are we gonna play this on the piano? Well, we'll play the melody on the right hand and on the left hand the chords. But instead of playing the whole triad on each chord, I suggest you to play only 2, the first note and the third of each one of those chords. The tonic chord, we will play G and B. We leave out the second note. Subdominant chord would be C and G, no E. Dominant chord would be D and A. There is no F sharp. And the 6th degree, E and B. Now we have all the information we need to play our first arrangement of this song. Now we can start embellishing our own melody. And one of the easiest ways to do that is just by adding a second voice under the main melody, which will usually be a third or a sixth apart. Let's look for some possible notes where we can add this second voice. In the beginning we have there is a good point. There we can add an A below. Here again. And then it repeats. We can also create a second voice through an entire passage. And also here. You might have noticed that at the very end I didn't only use thirds or sixths for the second voice. Sometimes we need to adjust a little bit to make the line smoother. You don't have to use this all the time. This example is just to give you an idea. It might not be the most exciting thing you've ever heard, but I strongly advise to take this step at the beginning, because it will give you a strong frame that will allow you to create more complex things later on.